Greetings to everybody once again. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be here to answer your question for about 1 hour. If this is your first time to join, please let me know where you come from. Please send in your question one at a time, because if too many questions, it will take too much time and your question might be moved out of the screen before I finish. So just do one at a time. Please be precise and clear in your questions. Mikey LKF, my respect to you, Ajahn Suchart. I am from Singapore. I have been trying to practice what you have advised me by reciting a mantra from the moment I get up and when I am not working. I also meditate every night since the start of COVID last year. Recently, after my meditation at night, I went to bed and continued to recite the mantra to fall asleep. After a while, I have a feeling of being sucked into a vacuum, and I did not resist. I feel like I am being sucked into a hole, and at that moment someone was talking outside the room, which I am also aware of. This lasted for only a few seconds, and I am aware from the start till the end. Although my sleep was disrupted, I feel very alert mentally the next day. Just curious, what is this about? Thank you, and hope to visit you in Thailand one day. May you be well and stay on this earth longer to spread and teach Buddhism. There's really nothing to know what it is. Just know it, that this is what it is. And it is impermanent. It doesn't last forever. It is anatta. It's something you cannot control. It's how the mind acted when it goes into calm or when it goes to sleep. This is what will happen when the mind falls into sleep or fall into samadhi. The mind will have some sort of action, like falling from a high place or being sucked into a hole, like your instance. This is okay. Nothing wrong, nothing good, nothing bad. It just means the mind has entered, before it enters into calm or sleep, this will happen, but not always. So just know it for what it is and leave it alone. Ali Hassan, good day Ajahn and all Kalyana Mitta. Enilam, Satu, Ya Chanicha, Satu. Chu Chin, good afternoon and my respect to Dhan Ajahn. I am from Malaysia. Thank you. Ali Hassan, my respect to Ajahn and hope Ajahn healthy, sound clear. Check link and greetings from Vancouver, dear Dhan Ajahn. Hope you are well, sound and video are clear. Thank you. Gautama Y, Satu, Satu. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, Dhan Ajahn. You are clear. Thank you. Question from John Pepper, UK. Dear Ajahn, I would like to read the Buddha Sutta, but I'm not sure which order to look at them. What is your advice? Thank you. There is really no particular order that you have to look at the suttas, but I recommend the 3 or 4 major suttas to read. The first one is the first discourse called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. The second one is the Anattalakkana Sutta. The third one is the Aditya Sutta. The fourth one is the Four Foundation of Mindfulness. And the fifth one is the Mangala Sutta. This will pretty much cover the range of knowledge that you need to know in order to practice properly, correctly. Ajahn Santon Pitak Satu Prangsa JW Satu Anna Goman Satu Sunil Bikash Changma Satu Satu Valaipan Satu Satu. Question from John, USA. As a layperson, I encounter many different objects of cognition. Some of these produce lopa and some dosa. These days I am struggling with lopa. When we encounter consistently strong lopa in response to something, is there some kind of shield we can develop to eliminate this effect? I'm familiar with guiding the sense doors, but have no idea how to do this in daily life. You can use the three characteristics of existence. Every time you see something you greed for, you crave for, just think of it as being impermanent. It don't last forever. The pleasure you get or the happiness you get from the object will only last for so long, and then it will disappear. And then you will have dukkha when it disappears. It is something that you cannot always have when you want it, because it's anatta, it's not under your control. So try to see everything that you crave for as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you will then stop your desire. Or you can contemplate on that sooner or later you are gonna die. And whatever you accumulate, you will not be able to take it with you. Nabiti, Namaskar Ajahn, thank you for teaching us. Kim Bunchu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Pasana, good morning and Namaskar. Venerable teacher, I'm still focusing on mindfulness and meditation. Good. Gek Yen So, dear Thanajan, greeting from Penang. Greeting to you. Tarit Kishore Roy, Sadhu. Jeffrey Scott White, sending greetings and blessings from the USA. Thank you. Naomi Jonas, when the mind wanders away and we bring it back to the meditation object, is our meditation starting back at zero the same way that it starts back at zero when we change our body position? No, you just skip a beat or two. You don't go back at zero. As soon as you realize that you are not focusing, then you bring it back. But if you move your body, then you're going back to zero. As long as you don't move at all, you don't move the body, you don't go back to zero. You just go back a few paces. When you lose your mindfulness and your mind start to wander, it depends on how long you lose your mindfulness. The longer you lose your mindfulness, the further away back you become. Kenneth Tan Keyboard, greetings Ajahn. Greetings to you. Arvin Lee, greetings from KL, Sadhu, Sadhu. Question from Pisa Kendro, Indonesia. A long time ago, I made a promise, but now I forget what it was. Just know that I haven't fulfilled that promise. I try hard to recall what it was, but I really can't remember it. People said that if we don't fulfill our promise, it will lead to the decline of our economic well-being. This is true because my economic well-being has been declining. What should I do to improve my economic situation? Thank you. Now, what you have promised and you didn't fulfill it, it just means that you are not truthful. You are deceitful. That's all. So try not to break promises. If you make promise, you should try to keep it. And it can also affect your economic situation, because if you do business dealing with other people and you keep cheating or lying to them, then you will not be able to continue on dealing with them. But if you are truthful, honest, then this will help in your economic situation. As far as economic situation is concerned, it sometimes go up and sometimes it goes down. This is natural. So don't be unhappy about it. Just accept that sometimes these things happen. Sometimes the economy goes good, sometimes it goes sour. So just try to do the best you can. Being Satu Satu Ajahn. Tapa Kuno Piku ถวายความเคารพครับ มีข้อกำหนดไหมครับว่าต้องนั่งสมาธิเรื่องกันครั้งละกี่ชั่วโมงถึงได้ฌานสี่ How long do we have to sit before we get to the fourth jhana? It's not a matter of time. It is a matter of mindfulness. ต้องนั่งอย่างมีสติ ไม่ได้อยู่ที่เวลา ถ้ามีสตินี่เข้าฌานได้5 นาทีก็เข้าฌานได้ ถ้าไม่มีสตินั่งเป็นชั่วโมงก็เข้าฌานไม่ได้ Sorry, I have to say in Thai since it's been asked in Thai, but I already translated it to you first. One who sin Satu Satu Nelin Kangwakin Nelin Kangwakin สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์สุชาติ from California สวัสดี to you Check Linkan Dear Tanajan, what are some strategies to overcome restlessness during meditation? Mindfulness. You just have to use mindfulness, strong mindfulness, such as chanting or reciting the mantra. Don't sit down and watch the breath. Maybe it's not strong enough. You need a stronger mindfulness, like reciting the sutta or reciting mantra. From Wong Ken. Wang Xiangshin Wang Xiangjian, and all beings in the Dhamma realm, rebirth in the Western paradise. Thanksgiving. Jeffrey Scott White. How can I stop getting so angry at family and friends who post stuff that is untrue, especially about the pandemic? I love them, but it hurts to see them believe untrue things, and it makes me angry inside. Should I just not associate with them anymore? Well, the reason of your anger because you have expectation, and when you don't get what you expected from them, then you get angry. So you have to understand that this is the nature of people. Some people are truthful and some people are deceitful. You should not expect anything from them. Just take them for what they are. If you can dissociate from them, it's okay, it's good. But if you cannot, then you just have to forgive them and let them be. Don't expect them to be something that they are not, then you will not be angry at them. They are like fruits. They might not be the same like you. You might be apple, but they might be bananas. So don't expect them to be apples like you. Accept them for what they are. They are bananas. Then you won't feel any hatred or anger at them. Himlata M. How consciousness and unconsciousness affect our karma. How to purify our bad karma. You can only do bad karma when you are conscious. When you are not conscious, you cannot do any karma, good or bad. How to purify our bad karma. You cannot purify your past bad karma. You can only purify your future bad, your present and future bad karma by not doing any bad karma. But what you have already done in the past, you cannot go back to purify it, to rectify it. You can do it now and in the future. Kim Moon Chu, Satu, Satu. Naomi Jonas, Satu. Aranut, good morning Ajahn, I hope you are doing well. This week I did sitting meditation less than usual, but I noticed that my mind was not wandering that much. It mostly stayed with my breath whenever I had free time. I also noticed that when I encountered an event, I just reacted to it without having any unnecessary feeling or thoughts afterwards. At first I thought that something is missing, but it seems to be a good thing to have, nothing disturbing my mind. Is my understanding correct? Yes, it means that you have stronger equanimity, the result from your your maintenance of your mindfulness. So even if you cannot sit and meditate, as long as you can maintain mindfulness, you can have a calm and peaceful mind. Joanne Lim Chu Ian, Satu Satu. Jeffrey Scott White, thank you. Fat Joy Chong, Satu Satu Ajahn. Sunny Lim, good afternoon Ajahn Suchart. Thanks so much for teaching us the Dhamma. Satu Satu. Hope Ajahn is in good health. Thank you. During this time of the year, I might be coming in at a later time due to the slow rising of the sun. We are approaching the winter season, the cold season, and the sun will rise later. And our activity, monks' activity, start with the rising of the sun. So my Q&A session with you might be a little bit later as the week goes by, because we use the sun as our starting point, sunrise as our starting point for our daily activity, like going on arms round. So the sun now rises later than normal, than usual, than in the summertime, in the hot season. So everything is pushed back. So my time with this Q&A will be a little bit later. Like today I started about almost 11:45. Next week it might be 11:50 or so. And maybe eventually at around 12 or later. So I just want to let you know of these changes due to the rising of the sun We use the old method of time, which is the sunrise. We start the day at sunrise, and the sun rises at different hour during the year. During the hot season, the sun rises a lot earlier than the cool season. Ajahn, okay. Tan Say Ming, Malaysia. Question number 1, do we share merit only to the deceased? Yes, because the living can make their own merits. They can make more merits as when they are alive than when they are dead. When they are dead, they cannot make any merits, and you can share a little bit of your merit for them. It's better than nothing, but it's better to do your own merit, make your own merit. Do it when you are alive, and you can take it with you when you die. สอนเดชสอนดวงพรเดช from Laos สาธุสาธุอุยโพหัวสาธุสาธุ Lek Kim Lim, good afternoon Ajahn, greetings from Malaysia. Nayline Gagawakin, I miss Thailand. Come back. Nobody stop you from coming back. You can come back anytime. David Silanada, Sadhu Sadhu. Jeffrey Scott White, I hope to meet you next year when I come. You're welcome. Hope to see you too. Dio Han, hello Tanajan. This is Kyu Yon Dong. Thank you very much. If Thailand is my desired destination, is it okay to travel there now, regardless of COVID situation? I have a place there. I think you have to consult with the Thai embassy in your country or the consulate. We have people coming and going now. It's not completely locked down, but you might have to go through some protocols. Like you might have to have vaccination, full vaccination, and you still might have to quarantine for 2 weeks when you arrive in Thailand. This is something that I heard from a person coming in from Canada. She had full vaccination, but she still have to quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel in Bangkok. So you have to check with the Thai embassy in your country. Kwan Lee Man, dear Ajahn, with respect, I chant Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto to keep mindfulness. If the mind is quiet and less thoughts, can I stop the mantra? Yes. But if your thought is still strong, then you should continue on reciting the mantra. If you feel tired from reciting the mantra, you can switch the method from reciting the mantra to watch what you're doing. Just keep watching what you're doing. If you're brushing your teeth, just watch your brushing of your teeth. If you wash your face or do anything, just focus on what you do to replace the mantra. This is also being mindful. So you can switch. If you feel tired of reciting the mantra, then you can watch the body movement. And then you can also go back to chanting the mantra again if you feel that your mind start to becoming more active. And you cannot stop with your method of using the body. Then you can come back and use the mantra again. So you can switch between these two methods, watching your body or reciting the mantra, or sometimes using both of them at the same time is also useful. It depends on how strong your thoughts are. How does Buddhism view the practice of fortune telling? The Buddha never teaches us to do any fortune telling. We believe in karma, and we believe the truth that already there, which is the future of our future is aging, sickness, and death. So we don't need to have anybody to tell us what's going to happen in the future, because we already know that we all will get old, get sick, and die. And as far as whether our future be good or bad, that depends on our good or bad karma. If we keep doing good karma, our future will be good. If we keep doing bad karma, our future will be bad. So we don't need to go to see a fortune teller to tell us what the future will bring for us. It is all within our power to control the future, to make the future the way we want it to be, by doing good or bad karma. Kelvin, good morning, Ajahn. Hope you have been well. Can I understand as a Theravada Buddhist? Is Feng Shui something that we should believe or practice? No. Just believe in karma. Good and bad karma is good enough. I have also stumbled upon masters doing FB, Facebook, and YouTube videos. They shared about using rituals, which are white magic, that can help to improve our wealth, luck, love, life. These are all delusion, uh, mithya wrong view, wrong practice. The only real view is in the karma. Your future will be good or bad depends on your good or bad karma. Some share that they have the gift in calling upon deities to help us lay people, but all this involves monetary cost as well. This is the way how they make money. See? So don't believe in these things. Believe in the Buddha's teaching. Good or bad future depends on your own karma. Good karma or bad karma. This, of course, is very intriguing for me. However, as a Buddhist practitioner, should we use such services or believe in them? No, like I said, no. Believe in the Buddha. The Buddha said, do good karma and avoid doing bad karma, and purify your mind, and your future will be bright and beautiful. Question from Tan Sai-Ming, question number 2. Is investing in the stock market a sin? No, it's just a business, and it's an investment. Every time I got a profit, I take out 20% to do charity works. That's good of you. That's kind of you. It's like exchanging, doing business, trade, commerce. It's legal and it's ethical. So there's nothing wrong with that. Chuk boy lo, satu, satu, satu. Mikawati lo, satu. Daman jono, satu. Hugh Nguyen. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Should we only study meditation from enlightened teacher as they already know the way to reach the enlightenment? Yes, if it's possible, study from one who is enlightened. How do we know a teacher that is enlightened or not without being disrespectful? By asking him directly. You have to study their teaching and also study their biography, their history, and compare that to the Buddha and the noble disciples of the past. Then this will more or less give you a vague idea whether that person is enlightened or not. Then you can also use people around them, ask people who knows him, who know them, whether how good is this teacher. And lastly, you have to follow. You can study the teaching and compare it with that of the Buddha. If there is no conflict in the teaching to the Buddha's teaching, then you can pretty much be sure that they are the right kind of teacher anyway. As far as enlightened or not, that's not always necessary to know. Just know that they're teaching the right path. This is enough. Diu Han, thank you. Quarantine is not a problem for me. You're welcome. Shiva A, dear Ajahn, this day sometimes can be able to observe myself, like me getting happy or fearful without forcing anything to happen. When this happens, detachment also happens from body, but it won't last long. Like when I wake up from sleep, it all goes and I get identified with the body and emotions. Does it happen during the practice? I wish I can prolong the period of not identifying with the body. Thank you. You have to use wisdom to be able to deal with this problem. Use the three characteristics of existence. Then you can deal with your problem forever, your fear, your emotion. Treat them as anicca dukkha anatta. Nelayan Gagawakin, is karma real? Karma are actions, what you do by speech, thoughts, and body. This is called karma, action. And the consequence of this karma can be good feeling or bad feeling. Sulan Uwe, thank you Ajahn for sharing with us. Noted that due to the late rising of the sun as winter approached, Ajahn session on Sunday will start later. Today it started at Thailand time 11:45 a.m. Subsequently, could be starting at Thailand time at 11:50 or even 12 p.m. Typing down for ease of info. Satu. You're welcome. Nabiti, dear Ajahn, when I try to stop my thought, just know and sometimes I feel my breath. And sometimes with mantra Bhutto, it's okay to mix them, yes. So long as you can stop thinking, that's the point. Just look at whichever method you can use to stop your thinking, then you're doing okay. JJ10, greetings from Singapore. What does it mean by being aware of what we are doing and having awareness? It means you are being mindful. You have mindfulness or sati. You are controlling your thoughts, your mind from wandering to various places. Bring it back to the body. Then you are controlling your mind. And then eventually you will be able to control your defilements and control your emotions. Shiva A. Someday I am very mindful and someday not so. Does it happen during the practice? Yes, it can happen at any time. So you have to be resolute. You have to keep reminding yourself that mindfulness is the most important thing for you to do. Then you will then be able to maintain more mindfulness. If you don't take it seriously, you just take it as you feel like, then your mindfulness can be coming and going. But if you set up the goal of being mindful all the time, then you will slowly get to that point sooner or later. When I lost mindfulness, I feel bad. Don't feel bad, just accept the truth that when you're not mindful, you're hurting yourself. If you're mindful, you're helping yourself. Hemlata M. What is different between deities and bodhisattvas? Why there are so many deities in Buddhism? Deities are spiritual beings that have done good karma when they were human beings. So when they die, they become deities. They become devas or brahma. A bodhisattva can also be deities and bodhisattva. The difference between the other deity is that the Bodhisattva has Nibbana as the the, the eventual goal. That's why they want to go Nibbana. They want to become enlightened and become a Buddha. While other deities, they don't have this resolution. Shiva A, do you know any place in India where I can stay in a monastery as a monk? No, I haven't. I've never been to India before. But you can search this in the internet. You just put in this question in the internet and then you'll find a lot of answers coming up. Where can I stay in a monastery as a monk in India? Just put this down and you'll get a lot of replies, a lot of information. Colonel Kennedy, Wandami Ajahn. If Mr. A and Mr. B also donate money to buy something for Sangha, but Mr. A is the one who passed the things to the Sangha, Mr. B just donate the money. Does that mean Mr. A has done superior wholesome than Mr. B? Mr. A fruits or karma is higher than Mr. B. It's a little bit, because the majority of the merit is in what you have, what you give. As to do it yourself or having somebody else to do it for you, this is a very small merit. So it doesn't make much difference, really. If you don't have the time to go to the monastery and you ask someone to give this donation for you, you just about maybe getting 99% of your total merit. If you go to the monastery and give this donation, then you get 100% merit. So there's not much different. Sulan Uy, dear Ajahn, thank you for your compassion. I heard from a friend about trauma healing for present and past life. Is this compliment to the practice? Sadhu. Well, trauma can be dealt with the practice. When you are successful in your practice, you will have no trauma for the rest of your life. Colonel Kennedy, Mandami Ajahn, watching someone else doing good deeds, is that considered merit? No. If so, nowadays there are many people sharing their photos and videos on social media, such as Facebook, YouTube, etc. So if we're just watching those photos and videos, so we have actually doing good merits? No, you don't have any merit by just watching other people doing the merit. You have to do it yourself. But by looking at them, it might inspire you to do the merit. So this is what the purpose is. When you see other people doing merit, you might feel good with them. So you want to do this yourself, so you can really feel good from your doing the merit yourself. Gautama Y, Sadhu, Sadhu. Tandy Aliento, Mandami Ajahn as yogi. What is the important sutta I have to read to enhance my meditation? The four foundations of mindfulness. The first discourse of the Buddha, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Anantalakkhana Sutta, and also the Adhitaya Sutta. These four suttas will help in your meditation practice. Jeffrey Scott White, I find mixed messages about adding a picture of an Ajahn on an altar. Is this okay? If it is, may I add yours to mine? You can put any pictures of any Ajahn you like if you are inspired by them. Every time you look at the picture and inspire you to practice, then you can do that. But anytime you can also remove them afterward if you don't feel inspired. If they make you feel bad, maybe you want to change. Who knows? Sometimes you have a teacher who change and no longer inspire you, then you don't have to put that picture on the altar. Ong Eng Eng, Satu, Check Ling Tan, Dear Tanajan, do spiritual beings go through the suffering of birth, aging, sickness, and death, or only being with bodies, which is human beings and animals? They go through a transformation from a happier state to a less happier state, like the devas when they come down to be reborn as human. They don't experience the aging, sickness, and death like that of their body because they don't have their body, but they experience the shift from better good feeling to lesser good or bad or good feeling to lesser good feeling to neutral feelings. When they come down from good feeling to neutral feelings, that's when their mind is ready to take a human birth. Metani Wongpayak Yotin, Satu Satu. Question number 3 from Tan Say Ming. Can I set alarm clock when sitting meditation? I try to sit for half an hour, but every time not successful. It's up to you. There is no rule that say you have to or you don't have to. What is really important when you meditate is to set up your mindfulness, to maintain mindfulness all the time. Then if you have good mindfulness, you will be able to sit for a long time. If you don't have good mindfulness, then you won't be able to sit for long. Shiva A. During Vipassana practice, I felt the first time I felt fearful in this body. Is it possible to heal that incident? Just look at it as just a passing thing. You've been living with this body from the time of birth, and you shouldn't be fearful of this body. So it's just your defilement that's trying to discourage you from doing the meditation. Maybe I'm wrong to read your question. Let me try to read your question again. During Vipassana practice, I felt the first time fearful in this body. Is it possible to heal that incident? It's just a feeling. What you want to tell your mind is that the mind and the body are two separate entities. Whatever happens to the body doesn't happen to the mind. The mind is the one who knows. The body is the one who dies. So you just use wisdom. Then when you see it clearly, then you have no fear of the passing away of the body. Xiao Shang Ajahn, if we are being accused baselessly, should we just keep calm and do not react to them? If you can do that, that's probably the best response. It's just not to react. But if you have to explain, then just explain the truth to them. But you should not react emotionally. Just treat it like being in the rain or being out in the sun. Sometimes it gets hot and sometimes you get wet. But you don't have to be sad or angry about it. Jeffrey Scott White, thank you. You inspire me. You're welcome. Shiva A, thank you, dear Ajahn, for helping us. Ama Ayugui, dear Ajahn, can you please kindly explain what is the right livelihood for monks? Thanks, Ajahn. The only right livelihood for monks is go on alms round, collecting food, and the 4 requisites of living from people by dana. Let people give, don't solicitate. Just walk into the village and accept whatever is given. That's all you need to do as a monk. No need to beg for food, no need to beg for the other requisites of life, such as clothing, medicines, and housing. Just let the lay people give it to you. If they are inspired, they will give it to you, or they will offer it to you. You don't have to go beg. Only thing you do in the morning is to take the bowl and go into the village, walk through the village. And if people want to give you food, they will give food to you. You don't need to ask them or bother them in any way. Question from Tai Si Ming, question number 4. Can we change our hand position while doing sitting meditation? If you change, then you'll be going back to 0 point. Once you start, you should not move your body if you want to advance in your practice. If you want to enter deeper into jhana, you should not move your body at all. Just leave the body alone once you start meditation. Anita here. Vandami Pante, Adajataka tales real. Everything that is being put in the scripture are all true. They are the words of the Buddha, has been memorized and recollected by the noble disciples. So every story, everything that is in the Tripitaka are real. Why could the animal bodhisattva reborn as animal talk to human? I don't know. Just accept what you read as real. You don't have to know why. It's not so important anyway, whether you know this or not. What you need to know is the Four Noble Truths. That's all you need to know. The Buddha said that all of his teaching focused on the Four Noble Truths. So if you understand the Four Noble Truths, that is enough. As far as the other thing, you don't need to understand. It's not important. Hemlata M. I read in an ancient book too, what of ghosts, demon and evil spirit you should recite. Are these mantra effective? Well, you just have to try it yourself to find out. For me, I don't need any of this. If I feel fearful, I use mindfulness by reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto or do some chanting. Then the fear will disappear. The Buddha says, if you are afraid, you should recite the triple gem, Iti Piso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho, for instance. Keep reciting until the fear subsides. The ghost is in yourself, it's not outside. The ghost is created by your own imagination. So when you recite the mantra or chanting, then you stop creating the ghost within your mind. Then the ghost will disappear. There are no ghosts outside of your mind. The only ghost appears and created by your mind. So when you can calm your mind with mindfulness, then the ghost will disappear. From Jeffrey's from Yafang Chu, Satu Satu. From Jeffrey Scott White. There is a Thai Theravada temple about an hour drive from me here in the US. What should I bring and should it be before a certain time in the Dhamma? Meanwhile, stay safe and my respect to Ajahn Satu. Sorry, the question keeps skipping away. There is a Thai Theravada temple about an hour drive from me here in the US. What should I bring and should it be before a certain time in the morning? I get scared to go because I don't want to do anything wrong as I'm still learning. If you want to offer food, you have to go before noon, because after midday food cannot be offered to monks anymore. But you can still offer other things like coffee, tea, soft drinks, soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, anything that monks can use can be offered at any time. The only thing that you cannot offer to monks after midday is they are food, because food can only be offered before midday. But nowadays they can store food in the refrigerator, and some temple don't have a lot of supply, so you can still offer food even after midday, as long as you don't let the monk uh, as long as you don't offer it to them directly. Just put it somewhere, or ask the monk where to put this food for future use. You can do so. Actually, you can offer anything even after midday, but you just have to talk to the monks and ask them how to do it. That's all. It's okay to ask how you should offer this thing. Should you separate them? Should you put them? Should you give them directly to the monks or not? This is something you can learn by asking. It's not wrong to ask because you don't know the rules of the monks. James Ong, Satu, Satu. Eli Hassan, thank you Ajahn for sharing this afternoon. Hope all Galaya Namita will keep on practicing the Dhamma. Meanwhile, stay safe and my respect to Ajahn. Satu, Satu. Time goes by fast. It's 52 minutes already, so we have 8 more minutes left. Shiva A. Dear Ajahn, our society is egocentric. Most of the information available is either to protect the ego and how to preserve the body. I feel sometimes I need to ignore the society seriously, but just as unreal, dream and radiant metta aura need your guidance. You should stick to the teaching of the Buddha and forget about the information that you receive, except for those that you need to have to maintain your body, your life. But as far as the other information is concerned, you don't need to know them. It's better to know the teaching of the Buddha, which teaches us to look at everything in this world as being impermanent, as being temporary. They are like bubbles. Everything in this world is like bubbles. Eventually they will break up and disappear. They are anatta. They are something that you cannot control. If you want to control them, if you want to keep possessing them, you will have dukkha sooner or later when they disappear from you. That's all you need to know. Just keep reminding yourself everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. ID Lam or any Lam. Hi Prajan, is it possible to offer food drinks to you at Chonburi via delivery apps? Well, it's better if you want to offer something that doesn't need to be stored in a refrigerator or anything like that. Offer something that is not spoiled. You can offer them with delivery, like canned food or something like that. But don't offer any fresh food like pizza or noodles, or just offer something that can be kept for a long time. Then when it comes, then one of the lay person will look after the food for the monks. When the monk needs the food, then the lay person will then offer to the monks for you. Jinilin Poor, good afternoon, Mahajan. I am Jinilin Poor from Selangor, Malaysia. Satu, Satu. Anumodami. Thank you. Yo SC, Satu. Satya Him, Satu. Te Seng Hin. Kanajan, good afternoon. May I know what is the purpose of morning and evening chanting in monasteries? It is for the purpose of calming the mind, for the purpose of developing mindfulness. It's a rough form of meditation, morning and evening chanting. But you don't have to do it. If you don't know how to meditate, you can go ahead and meditate without having to do the morning and evening chanting. Just do the morning and evening meditations instead. But if you cannot meditate, then you use chanting as a form of meditation. As a layperson, is it also advisable to chant before we start our day or before we start our meditation? It depends. If you cannot meditate right away, then you find that by chanting it will help you prepare your mind to meditate, then you do it. But if you can meditate right away, then you don't need to do any chanting. Is it advisable to chant before we start? Okay. It is advisable to meditate every day, any time of the day. You can do it before the start of the day, you can do it during the day, and you can also do it during after the day. Meditation is good always at any time when you can do it. Shiva A. That is why I feel being in the company of Sangha to practice rather than looking out into the society. That's right. The information in the society makes your mind hot, restless and agitated. The information from the Buddha will calm your mind, make your mind calm, peaceful, and happy. Jeffrey Scott White. Okay, thank you. I will definitely offer supplies. I just remembered I couldn't offer food afternoon and will contact them. Okay, very good. Aranut, thank you Ajahn for your metta and teaching. Jeffrey Scott White, thank you for helping everyone on here understand. You're welcome. Anilam Satu Satu. They Seng Hin, thank you Ajahn for the guidance and teachings. Do take care Ajahn, Satu Satu. We only have about 2.5 minutes left, so I think you have to stop sending in your question now. But if you're still typing and almost finished, you can still send in your question. But don't start typing any new question right now because I won't have time to answer them. Jeffrey Scott White, I will go now to my local Thai store tomorrow and buy all the candles and incense to donate. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Good, good. Narayan Kamwakin, thank you for your direct and easy to understand answers. You're welcome. Kimechua Satu. Checkling Tan, thank you so much. Tanajan for another incredibly inspiring Dhamma teaching session. Thank you for giving us the best gift in the world. You're welcome. Jeffrey Scott White, have a blessed night, my brother. It's day now in Thailand. It's midday. Thank you anyway. Satyahem, thank you very much for sharing the Buddha's teaching for the welfare of many people. You're welcome. Kwan Batum Napa, Satu, thank you very much for Q&A. You're welcome. Well, that's about it, I guess. We have just almost run out of time, about less than 1 minute. So I would like to thank you everybody for joining this Q&A session. I hope that you benefit from this session and can use it to advance you in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay happy, and stay mindful. And if nothing goes wrong, I'll see you again next Sunday at this same time or a little bit later, because now the day starts a little bit later, so my session here will start a little bit later in correspondence to the rising of the sun. Goodbye, thank you, and goodbye.